At this point, I would just say the Clippers just need a new head coach. And I'm just going to come out and straight out and say that because I really just think that, Ty Lue was the overall problem with this team. Now, Russell Westbrook being a part of the team, I can't blame Russ for so much except for his individual antics that he does on the court at times, but he didn't sign himself to the Clippers, and he didn't get himself on the team. People had to vouch for him, and the coaches had to be okay with it, and so did the front office. And the one person I still think on the team that means the most, more than any other damn person on that roster, is Kawhi Leonard. I still don't think he's okay with it, but it's okay. Kawhi might just be biding his time to get away from this team. You never know, because Kawhi Leonard is the most quietest superstar we've ever heard or seen of or knew of or saw on TV, however you want to categorize that. He is just that type of player. And you don't know what he's thinking. And I can tell you this now, if they don't win, he's only thinking one thing. Winning is everything for him, but you don't know what he's thinking outside of that. And if his team is not winning, if they're not generating wins, if they don't look like the type of team that can really take it to the next level, Kawhi just might bail. And honestly, I really can't say I would blame him if he did, because Ty Lue just isn't the coach that I feel like, Kawhi Leonard needs to get him and this team over the hump, because Ty Lue experiments way too much, as I said in many of my videos, and his decision making is horrible. And he gets a lot of credit for things that really, should be accredited to others. When they won that championship on the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016, weren't they down 3-1 in that series? Did LeBron and Kyrie, didn't they score like 40 plus points every single game when they were down 3-1 after that to put them over the hump and win that championship? It took everything out of them to win that championship with all that talent they had on that roster. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Warriors were missing Draymond Green for 1 or 2 games. You see what I'm saying? I think that's what really actually helped them. So, I mean, if it weren't for Draymond probably missing those 1 or 2 games, I think, where Cleveland gained the momentum, where the momentum shifted in the series, they wouldn't even have won the championship that year. It would have just been more or less a bust season for them, because they made it to the championship, but they couldn't win it. You know what I'm saying? So, well, maybe not a bust season, because, getting Cleveland to the finals is a big deal, but winning it, I don't know if they would have won it if, Draymond wouldn't have went out and things like that. But regardless, he gets a lot of credit for winning that championship. But really, that was all LeBron and all Kyrie. If 2 of your superstars score 40 plus points each game in a 7-game series, that's really all them. That has nothing to do with coaching. That's just the players going out there playing their damn hardest and putting out a Herculean effort, and you luckily found yourself on the winning side of it. That's not showing how good of a coach you are. That's showing that you have some good coaching tactics, but it doesn't really show that you're this good coach where you made these great adjustments that really flipped the series. No, Kyrie and LeBron went crazy, and that's how they won. But nevertheless, with the Clippers, I just don't really feel like, his mentality and the way he's coaching is really for the Clippers. With all this talent they have, I mean, geez, they should not even be in the position that they're in. There's times this season, when whether Kawhi was in the lineup or Paul George in the lineup, both of them at the same time, when you have one of those superstars on the floor, you still should maintain very well offensively and still win a lot of games with one of those guys on the floor. Some of the games they lost this year, I mean, including the ones they just lost these last several days, I mean, it just looks like, it just looks horrible. And, him not playing certain players who can give him, better, give the team, better, put the team in better position to win, that falls on the head coach. I mean, why the hell they're not playing Robert Covington? Robert Covington is a really good defender. I mean, he's not the best defender in the league. I still would give that to Kawhi Leonard if you ask me, and or Draymond Green when he decides to play defense. And you can throw, maybe a couple others in there. But what I'm saying is, he's not the best defender in the league, but he can definitely give you a different look on both sides of the floor because he can defend position 1 through 5, and he can stretch the floor, and he can shoot from the perimeter. So it's like you're getting a good combination with him, and he's not a great on-ball defender, but he is a really good instincts type defender. And you know who else is a good instincts type defender? And what I mean by that is a person who plays with their instincts and just know when to make plays, know when to go for the steal and when not to, and know how to use their craftiness on defense to utilize to their advantage. The other player that's really good at that is their best player, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a good on-ball defender, but he's also a great defender because of his instincts. He knows when to do certain things. He knows when to swipe with the ball. He knows when to attack on defense that made him one of the best defenders that we've ever seen in this game of all time. So my point is, Rocco has some of that in him. Of course, he's not on the defensive level of Kawhi Leonard, but he has a lot of that in him, and he has a lot of length. So there again, hypothetically, if him and Nicholas Batum are on the floor together, you got length, you got skill, and you got perimeter shooting. You know what I'm saying? So that makes them way more dangerous than what people might even look at them as anyway. And then you got Norman Powell coming off the bench who can give you, I think, 20 plus points any night of the week if you need him to. So, I mean, it's like all this talent. Why the hell hasn't Ty Lue put this team together in the form and fashion that they should? Before Westbrook got to this team, they still should have been a lot better than what they are. They still, to me, should have a better record than what they have, even before acquiring Westbrook. And now that they got Westbrook, now it looks like a downslide because they 0-3. They don't look like a team that's really gelling on either side of the floor. They gave up 176 points to the damn Sacramento Kings. I don't give a damn about no De'Aaron Fox. He's a no damn body to me. He is a good player, good up and coming guy, good up and coming player, but who the hell is he? He's a no damn body. And so are the Sacramento Kings. That's the part of California nobody gives a damn about. Anybody in California, when we talk about basketball teams, who the hell talks about Sacramento? Nobody. Nobody talks about Sacramento. It's only 3 teams in California that you hear about on a consistent basis: Lakers, Clippers, Warriors. And that's it. And really, the Warriors kind of faded a little bit now because Stephen Curry is not around. And we don't know if Klay Thompson is ever really going to 100% get back to what he was. But he does look like he's getting pretty close to where he was, a time ago. But his age is starting to catch up along with, his other splash brother and, Draymond Green. But even still, they're the champs, so you got to give them respect. But my point is, you can't give up 176 points to a Kings team that doesn't even have a superstar. It's just unheard of. Really, you can't give up 176 points to a team that has a superstar, because honestly, you haven't seen no game this year, in the last several years, in the last 30 years, with a score like that, unless it's an all-star game. I mean, that's the second highest scoring game in NBA history. So what does that tell you? So my point is, the defense is off, the team is off, and like I said, Russell Westbrook just brings this energy, where it just doesn't help the team. It doesn't help a team win. It helps the team have a good spirit in regards to, Russ is going to motivate and play the way he does. But the reason why, they can't win is because, like I said, Ty Lue makes bad decisions to me. And as I said before, honestly, Kawhi had a better coach in Toronto. I've said that almost a year ago in one of my videos. He had a way better coach in Toronto because Nick Nurse, a lot of people don't give that guy credit, but the adjustments and stuff that he made in the playoffs when they were down 0-2 against Milwaukee, and looks like the Greek Freak and the Bucks were going to go to the finals against the Warriors. The adjustments that he made in certain areas and certain things tells me that he is a good coach in regards to figuring things out and problem solving. And problem solving is big for head coaching. If you know how to solve problems while in the game and make in-game adjustments, you are a damn good coach. Honestly, I would like to see Nick Nurse be the coach of the Clippers, because honestly, I know that can't happen, but at the same time, he's the type of coach where, he's very underrated and he doesn't get enough credit for, like I said, a lot of the adjustments he can make. And the one thing I see with Ty Lue, he's not good at making adjustments, not the way he should be and the way they portray him to be, because he learned from Doc Rivers, the coach they had prior to Ty Lue, who wasn't good at making adjustments and who still isn't good at making adjustments as a head coach. and he's living off that one championship he got with the Boston Celtics back in the day with Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen, which you can't lose that along with a young fiery Rondo who was really good back then. So I mean, he had like a big four. So I mean, you really couldn't lose with that team. So it's like the championship he got is overrated as well. So my point is, Ty Lue just really isn't the fit for me, and that's just my opinion. A lot of people may disagree, and I respect the fact if you disagree. I really do. I respect that. Whatever comments you leave in the comment section, I love it. I embrace it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So definitely leave them there. But I respect if you disagree with what I'm saying. But I just think Ty Lue is their biggest problem, because like I said, he doesn't make adjustments well, and I don't see how his scheme and the way he thinks is going to help this team put him over the hump. And like I said, acquiring Russell Westbrook, that has got to be a mistake, because as I said before, if Russ was really like what people think that he can be for the Clippers, well, why didn't he do that for the Lakers? I mean, the Lakers had the same problem. The Lakers said the same thing. We're going to let Russ come in, and Russ need to come in and be Russ. That's the same thing the Lakers said about a season or two ago. And you know something? They end up putting him off the bench, letting him come off the bench and look bad as being a Hall of Famer. And he's playing behind Patrick Beverly, somebody who can't score, somebody who's not worth a damn, somebody who just do all talking, and somebody who can barely stay in the damn league, going from team to team, a journeyman, and he's just a no damn body. And really, he's not even a good defender anymore. I thought he was a decent defender back when he was on the Houston Rockets, I believe, way back in the day, and the early parts of the Clippers years. I thought he was a pretty good defender. But other than that, he's really below average. Honestly, I don't even know if he should be getting an NBA paycheck, unless, maybe he's just, getting money, collecting money from an older contract, because the way he plays now is really not even worthy of being in the league. So my point is, how did Russell Westbrook fall behind and, on the bench to somebody like him? That should tell you where Russell Westbrook is now. And now the Clippers got him in the starting lineup. You know how bad that looks? You went and got Bones Highland, a young, guy who can really give them energy. And you had Terrence Mann playing good at the point guard position. If you were going to bring Russ in, if you're going to do that, let him come off the bench like the Lakers had him. Because really that's where he thrived the most. Because honestly, he can play his own game at his own pace, and he doesn't really have to try to figure everything out and do all the right things. Because when you ask Russ to do all the right things to help you win a championship, he can't do it. Because if he could, he would have did it with Kevin Durant. He would have did it with James Harden. He would have did it with AD and LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work out that way. So I don't know what the Clippers are thinking, but hey, there again, that's why the Clippers organization never has won a championship in their tenure or their time of being a team in the NBA since they've been created, because they make bad decisions. And I'm telling you, the decision to get Russell Westbrook, it just wasn't a good one. And a lot of people may draw back on that. I understand, and I respect your decision. But at the same time, you see they're 0-3, right? You see they gave up more points that they've ever gave up in their probably history since Russell Westbrook has came. Before Russell Westbrook got there, was the Clippers giving up 175, 176 points to anybody? I mean, did they look like they were even worthy enough or whatever to even do that? Did they even look like they were the type of team that would do it with all the defense that the Clippers have, all the defensive players and all the wing players that they have, the length, defense and all that? How the hell they give up 176 points? If any team's going to give up a score like that, I would think maybe, like the Orlando Magic, maybe even the Toronto Raptors. Now they don't have Kawhi and a lot of people. Teams like that might give up 176 points. Not a championship team that a lot of people expect to win the championship by the end of this season. A team that's trying to win a championship can't give up 176 points to any damn body if you want to be on top of the mountain. I'm just telling you. So that is a sign all on its own right there. You don't have to believe me. Go by what you see. So unless the Clippers do a dramatic 360, hell, they need to do a 720. They don't even need to do a 360. Do a complete 720. Do it twice. Unless they do that, unless a miracle kind of happens with, them really figuring things out in these next 20 plus games, it's going to be tough for them to win a championship. You can't even beat the Timberwolves where, Anthony Edwards only had 16 or 18 points. You let this dude Nas Reed or whoever the hell he was basically, close the game against the Clippers, and the Clippers have 25 turnovers against a team like that, and they don't even have Cat sitting over there on the bench. Cat ain't played all season, seemed like. God knows if they had Karl Anthony Towns, they probably would have beat the Clippers by 20. easily. So that's what I'm saying. Like, my point is, they're just not a good team right now. And, and like I said, that can change in a few weeks. Maybe they can get on a roll. Maybe they can really figure things out. But I mean, you don't have time to figure things out. The time is now. I mean, it's 20 plus games left in this season, and then you got to go to war in the playoffs. So trying to figure things out at this point of the season is really not what you should be doing. You should just have pieces that you added to the team and acquisitions that they did and allow them to flourish, filter off of the energy that you already had before they came. And, the Clippers, they really, of course, they run through Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard has been playing so damn good this last couple months. I mean, that's really what's been keeping them afloat, if you ask me. I mean, but the point is, why does Kawhi have to turn to Michael Jordan in the last part of the season? He should only have to turn into Michael Jordan when the playoffs come. So now you're wearing Kawhi Leonard thin once again, and that's another thing Ty Lue does. He wears his star players down, and that's why I don't think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the coach that's going to help this team get over the hump unless Kawhi Leonard turns into God mode like he did with the Toronto Raptors and put a team on his back, and then they might win it. But if he has to do all that, what was the point of getting Paul George? What was the point of putting all this team together? Kawhi want to save his knees too. He don't want to keep putting pressure on his knees. I mean, Kawhi had knee problems before he came to the Clippers. That's why he load manages. The point of him getting, Paul George and all this help is so he can take more load off himself. But really, I think Kawhi is starting to realize, I'm not taking no load off myself. This is like when I was in Toronto. This is like when I played for the Toronto Raptors. I was the only one. I'm the only guy that can really do this. Everybody else is just looking up to me, which they should. But I also have a co-star who I thought that can really help me in situations. But my co-star is making stupid decisions, asking for Russell Westbrook to be a part of a team, somebody who's not a winner, somebody who never won a damn thing, and Paul George has never won a damn thing. So this is the reason why I said, don't be surprised if Kawhi Leonard doesn't come back after this season if this team doesn't win a championship. Because if they don't win a championship, I just really don't see no point in Kawhi coming back. I don't see no point in Kawhi signing another contract, because if you can't do it in 4 or 5 years of, the window that they have of what they've been together, I mean, I don't know what else they can do. They done traded players. They brought some in. They done let go. They done tried Rondo. They done tried other point guard, other, situations. They just didn't work out. If things ain't working out, sometimes it's best to go. And like I said, this team better get right soon, because I'm telling you, honestly, the way they're playing right now, it looks like another situation of the bubble. They might be surprised by a team and get knocked out and be embarrassed once again. That's the way they look right now, honestly. And really, there's no other way to slice it. But either way, we'll see what happens. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Also, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't. And hey, till next time.